Today is potato harvest day, and this is usually a pretty big deal for us every year. This year we took a break from gardening, as you may know, but we still managed to get this little measly patch of potatoes behind me in. So we brought this soil up from our old place. We had some potatoes, we shoved them in the ground, and we pretty much ignored them all summer. We have this fencing around them so our chickens didn't get in there and scratch things up. Now typically you want to hill up potatoes and you will get a higher yield that way, but we didn't do anything. I barely even watered them. So I'm not quite sure how the harvest is going to be this year. We're starting to creep down into those low temperatures. We've had a few frosts this month. We're near the end of September, but this next week we are really chilling down and we're going to be consistently beneath freezing. Even the daytime temps are pretty cool. So it's time to get these up. We're gonna get the fence down and then start digging.
Raspberry, I like that one.
Well,
Not the most flavorful, but pretty good.
Hopefully it lives.
This firewood can go back.
Did I tell you there was worms in here? The little red kind? There was a bunch of them when I was in here. Look, a worm already. 2 worms.
Are we digging worms?
Hey, you're a little tiny fella. Do you think anyone's ever been excited to hear we've got worms?
Sure, someone has, yeah.
I found you one!
Oh, you first potatoes. Oh, something ate that one.
No.
Look at that.
But it healed.
Yeah, this is a French fingerling. Here, grab that
That's
toad.
not Myrna? Magic Myrna?
Something totally ate that. Interesting.
This little bugger ate them. I've never seen our potatoes get eaten. Maybe in Oregon, I think one time something ate them.
It's like something that fit in that hole.
Like a caterpillar?
Or a maggot
Like
or
a
something.
grub.
Grub.
Like a grub.
That's the brandy wine. Or Merlot.
Merlot. Yeah, Merlot, huh? That's what it looks like. Look.
Nice red ones.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch on this one. Look at that. Not a complete failure. Let's see what we got
I
here.
wouldn't say it's a complete failure.
Okay.
That's good, man.
What kind's that?
Mm.
Some sort of French fingerling, I think.
Oh, what kind?
Oh, whoa.
That's what I got too.
Is that brandy
the
wine?
biggest-
Or Merlot? Or...
Why do you keep calling it brandy wine? I think if we hilled them, and you can tell that the soil's dry. I barely watered it, man. I watered it when it was like warm.
Hey, for not knowing much, this is green harvest.
Where'd you put the little ones? In there too?
Dang it, I thought that was one for sure. Yeah, they're all in there.
Do you remember those ones we planted from the store? 2 red ones?
Yeah.
I thought they were over here more, but that's what those ones look like to me. They weren't even done developing. Look all the way. See the little things still attached?
Okay.
Whoa! Eric!
Oh my god.
That's a fingerling.
That's a mutant. Oh my gosh.
It's 2. They fused. And then there's... Did that one get eaten too?
Look at that. They like fused together.
They fused.
Yeah, they got
That's
eaten
really
too.
funny.
Well, that purple one didn't plant too good here because I only got 2 potatoes off of it.
No, I don't know if any of them did that well.
Oh, here's the third one. Yeah, there we go. Something was eating these for sure. We don't know what, but we've never had that happen. It's something that's in the soil, so maybe like some sort of grub. But look at that one. Looks like someone took a chunk out of an apple or something and really ate it. And it looks like it ate it a while ago because all the potatoes, they've kind of like healed over, so they have a skin over where whatever it was that ate them, ate it. But look at that big bad boy right here. Got to that one too, though.
Almost looks like a rodent or something.
It's really weird. Do you think it's a mouse or something?
I really don't know. We've never had that issue before.
Yeah, he got to these ones right here. He ate this whole potato.
That can't be a
Look
maggot.
at that, was a whole potato. Like an infestation. Wait, it's a slug.
Slugs?
Look at that.
No, he could just be a part of the problem.
There's a slug in there.
I don't know.
Do you think he ate them?
I don't know, hon.
Yeah, there's a slug in there where it's all wet, like he was eating. I'm
Maybe he's just an innocent bystander.
No, that's a slug.
Well, yeah, it
He
is.
ate them. Chick, 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 chick.
They don't eat slugs, do they?
The little ones probably will. Chick, 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 chick. Yeah, they got it. Oh, they ate it.
They ate him?
They ate slugs. Really weird.
Where are all the gold ones?
don't know if we planted any gold ones.
I can't. Oh, look, babe.
Oh, those are nice red ones.
Haven't found any seed potatoes.
Huh.
That would have been huge.
I know. That's not even good anymore, honestly.
What? I can still
guess
cook that up for the chickens. You don't think so?
Yeah.
That's oh no, I don't remember its name. What is it called again? You're always throwing accusations. That is a soil worm. That is not going to eat this.
I'm trying to blame someone.
This looks like slug work.
Yeah.
Do slugs eat potatoes? Did you see the color of that one? That's why it's called Merlot.
Dark.
It's like a dark burgundy on the inside. That's a really beautiful potato. We got these potatoes from a neighbor back at our old place, and then we stored them up here underneath the crawl space in this cabin, and this is Merlot, I believe.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of this one though, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. Look at those.
They're almost like more of a golden potato than purple.
No, I need to look at their name. They're always round like that. Do you remember we grew them and I really liked their flavor?
Arielle remembered what this one was called. We really liked this one in the past years. It's called Fiesta. And look at this one. You would think that's just a gold potato, but that's also Fiesta. Just has a little bit of the purple on the outside. We really like this one. And Arielle also found a seed potato. So that's what they start as, just a potato that has kind of sprouted, and then when they're done, they get all shriveled up and kind of nasty like that, and you throw it in the compost. Look at that mutant. That's like all kinds of potatoes in one.
Wow.
That's a good meal right there. Right on top. Is that geese or cranes?
They kind of look like a crane, but they sound like a goose. Hey, look, you have friends.
Yeah, they're trying to get into this dirt.
Well, you know what? See, they were the perfect sprouts, remember?
Hey, you know,
they didn't have too long of sprouts.
This is also one from the store, and bugs didn't eat it. Why did the bugs not eat the one that we bought from the store?
Well, the bugs didn't eat a lot of these. They ate a lot of those over there. What kind of accusations are you making?
I'm just saying.
Well, this really isn't too bad. I think the consensus is we had a bug of some sort, and I really like the color scheme going on here. We've got a lot of like pinks and purples. It looks like the potatoes that we planted. I had 2 store-bought potatoes. They were much firmer and their sprouts were really small. Those ones did the best. I think back when we were planting them, we were a little bit wondering how it was going to work out since the potatoes were older and had these really long sprouts. But we did get some, so that's awesome. We have some to store, and then we also have a really cool dinner planned. Eric's going to get a shovel and see if there's any more in this loose dirt. Well, you're not finding any yet, huh? Here, let me get the potatoes out here so you don't get too much dirt on them. Hey, that's it. If I had to guess weight-wise, I mean, if anything, I'd rather put some soil on these ones.
Well, you can do compost.
Okay, we've got some fresh mulch. It is manure that we were able to get this summer. We have 4 currants that we brought from the old place, and I have 2 raspberries, and they all seem to be doing pretty well. So I'm going to try to overwinter them, and that's why we're going with the mulch. I hope that it's enough to protect them for the cold winter that we're going to have. And we also are going to be planting some garlic, so we have to add quite a bit of manure to this whole little patch actually. This is not where the future garden is going, but we want to get started with the garlic for 2 reasons. I want to see if it can work in this climate since it's a little bit colder, and you also have to do it a year in advance. So if I miss out on it this year, I'm going to be a year behind, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to plant some garlic today. Is that what you do?
Okay. So this is the start of the compost pile, and we have done 4 trailerfuls, and it's probably 6 yards of manure, and it's pretty cool how hot it gets. The other morning I came out and everything was frosted except for this compost pile because it generates heat, and when you dig in you can actually see the steam coming out.
Ooh.
I'm no joke. Stick your hand there. It's like 80 degrees. Put your hand right there in the middle.
To be smoking like that, it has to be in the 100. No, that's over 100, hon.
It is so hot. And this is what we're going to be cooking our potatoes in today. Just kidding. That's good stuff right there. Look how broken down
that is.
That
That's like a hot jacuzzi. That's
It doesn't smell like manure anymore. You know, it just smells like compost. That's hot, good stuff.
Here's our garlic. We have 4 pounds of a hardneck variety. It is called German white or German extra hardy. We've been growing garlic for a few years up here in Alaska now, and hardnecks do the best. I've never even messed around with the soft neck varieties. And I have 3 favorites. Music is my all-time favorite, but since I didn't order in advance, I couldn't get my hands on any. And then Polish hardneck is another favorite, and this is also a favorite. Those are the 3 that have consistently done decent for us, we'll put it that way. They don't always do absolutely amazing, but we've got to get these broken up and then we're going to plant them. It's super simple. The only thing with garlic is it is a heavy feeder, just like potatoes, so this nitrogen and the manure is going to be great for them, but they also like phosphorus just like a potato, so they're below ground and they bulb. We're going to make sure to put some bone meal in there and maybe even another fertilizer I have on hand. We're going to mulch with more manure and then finally a bunch of straw, and we'll be able to tell next year how these guys do. Oh no, we may use all the rows actually.
Yeah, I think we will. Yeah, we're gonna fill up this little bed, huh?
Freed up one more row for you. Dang, these are huge.
Yeah, you got a lot. We're gonna plant these fairly deep, probably about 4 inches. And when you're planting garlic, you want the little tip side up, so how it would regularly sit. That's where the sprout's gonna come from. And the idea is we're gonna cover these, and it's fall. We want them to grow just a little bit before winter hits. We don't want them to grow too much where they're like sticking above the ground or the frost is gonna kill them. So we're gonna cover them with quite a bit of manure, and then we're gonna cover them with a bunch of straw. Fingers crossed for the garlic up here. Yeah, I think that's good.
I think that's great. I think I like that idea to cover it up maybe with something like you were saying, a tarp or... We opted to do a little bit of watering. We don't always do that, but our soil was a little dry, so I felt like it wasn't gonna hurt. And we're gonna fence everything off when we're done so the chickens can't get into here. I think this is gonna be a perfect time that we chose to plant it, but I don't know for certain. So in the climate that we're at, you want to plant it after you have your first frost, and we've definitely had a few of those, but you also want to plant it before your ground really freezes up hard. So I still think we're a few weeks away from that, and that should be the ideal timing. So we'll find out next year if it works or not. Nice potato. Well, we've sorted through our potatoes. Eric and I were going to cook dinner last night and it started snowing on us, so we figured we would wait for better weather, which is today. And I brought these potatoes in because it was going to freeze and we didn't want to freeze our potatoes. So I laid them out in front of our fire just on some rags, The soil that we pulled them from was not wet, so we didn't need to rinse them. Sometimes I will wash our potatoes or just lightly rinse them. I just let them dry out, and they're completely dry now, and I've got them kind of sorted. So I'm storing them in these milk crates, and we have the perfect spot to store potatoes. I'm very thrilled about it. It is our crawl space beneath the house. When you're storing potatoes, there's two things that are really critical to them storing for a very long period, and one is high humidity. In my experience, they like above 90%, so think like a bathroom, but if you had the shower running all the time. So really high humidity. They also store best in the dark, so complete darkness. You don't even want like a speck of light coming through, which is really hard to do unless you have some isolated area of your house that no light can penetrate. And that is pretty much, again, our basement or our crawl space. It's gonna meet all those needs, and it is it's like a bare floor, so some of the water does kind of come up, and we end up with a pretty decent humidity level down there. In the winter, I think it's like 60%, but in the summer, it does creep up a little bit higher. So when you first get them out of the ground, you want to cure them and make sure they just have like a nice thick skin. That's why we wait a little bit later to pull ours before you put them into storage. And that's just a process of keeping them a little bit warmer in high humidity before you kind of cool them down and chill them. They do prefer to stay, I'm gonna say probably around like 40 degrees. That's ideal. Now, as excited as I am about this underneath space to store them, we really don't know exactly how well it's gonna work. We have had a root cellar in the past, and that worked pretty much perfectly, but it did get a little bit close to that freezing mark. You don't want potatoes to freeze. So I'm hoping for the best. We're gonna see how they work down there this year. And then I sorted our little nubbins in this little strainer, and we try to eat through these guys first. So we're gonna get them down there. I forgot to mention when we were up there that we also put aside some seed potatoes. Since the potatoes that we planted earlier were gifted to us, I don't actually know all the names, and they may be kind of hard to get. So I want to see if we can store some of them for next spring to plant again. Space down here has been amazing for us, but we did let it get a little hectic this summer. We come down here anywhere from like once a week to every few weeks and just crawl around and get our stuff or our goods. And it is mostly food. We have a lot of food down here, from canned food to grains. You know, if we do a big haul, like a grocery store trip, we'll come home and just put stuff down here. It's really amazing to store food like this. It's organized now though, and it should be a blast to come down here in the winter and grab or restock our food. Out of everyone's way.
Getting some potatoes steaming. We're having a very Spaetzle dinner tonight, so let's make it.
Spaetzle, or Spaetzle. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. We are going to be making a German dish, and they are little egg noodles. But when I first found out about this, I was misinformed, and I thought that they used potatoes. So because we harvested potatoes, we're adding potatoes to our dish. When you add potatoes, it always makes things really fluffy and extra delicious. It's kind of gonna be like a mix between a dumpling and the egg noodle or the Spaetzle. There's a lot of variations of this dish depending upon how you actually make it and what you put in it. So I read it as traditional to use cheese, a nicer cheese. So we've got some smoked Gouda and either fried onions or caramelized onions. And we are going to be caramelizing some, and that's what I'm working on first. We went with some good old-fashioned lard and olive oil for the onions, and we've got to cook these low and slow.
We're making our dough. Here we go. So we've got the ones we know. We think we have Magic Myrna. Magic Myrna, which is this yellow one. It almost looks like a yam colored, and then the purple one is called Merlot. We have like a red potato that's red on the outside with white on the inside, and then this darker color one. Do we know what that is?
There was a pink one that I don't know
exactly what it is.
No, yeah, I don't know.
And they taste pretty good. So.
They all taste good. It's through the...
Oh, we should probably rice them into there, yeah.
Yeah. Medium ricer. There we go.
So this should be pretty simple. It is the potatoes, flour, a couple eggs, salt, a little nutmeg in there.
Yes, nutmeg.
Okay, and we've cooled these potatoes down. When I'm cracking the eggs in there, I don't want them hot and have them cook the eggs. So we're gonna start with 2, what do you think, 3 eggs?
Let's do 3. Ours are small anyways, right?
The chickens are out here.
I gave you a spatula, if that's what you want to use to mix your dough. Now, I'm pretty sure it takes quite a bit of
Little nutmeg, I'm not a huge
Can I
fan
have
of.
salt out here for you, honey?
And this is called a potato ricer. This is what we're using today. We're also going to use it to make the noodles themselves. And if you have never used a potato ricer to make mashed potatoes, turns out really good.
So traditionally, I don't think you use the potatoes, and that's going to add a lot of moisture to this. But I think I read you use like 1.5 cups, 2 cups flour to 2 eggs, a little bit of salt, nutmeg, and a little bit of water in there as well.
There's a few different techniques for making this, but the ricer I think worked pretty good. So we're gonna lightly simmer these, not exactly boil, for just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna use our spider. We're gonna take them out, we're gonna put them on cold water, and then once they're all done, we're gonna put them back together again. It's gonna be cheesy, caramelized onions. This is gonna be good. Those are some good looking caramelized onions. Check those out. And that is what you get if you spend about 45 minutes on low cooking some onions. It looks and smells like there's sugar on there, but it's just olive oil and lard. Let's put these aside, and we're gonna use the oil that's in there. We're gonna fry up the Spaetzle. Gosh dang. Guess what? Let's put a little more cheese on top.
Like a mac and cheese.
It does look like mac and cheese.
Oh, yum. I'm very hungry.
Okay.
You're not? Potato version of mac and cheese.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it tastes like a potato mac and cheese casserole.
It is delicious. The only thing I would change is I would change the different cheese. But that's about it. It's really good.
Smoked Gouda is pretty good, but for some reason this one we bought, it almost tastes like those really cheap little single cheeses you get for a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there.
So a sharp cheddar or something would probably be a little better on there, or a pepper jack.
But it's really good. What are we calling them? A potato noodle?
Potato noodle.
Potato noodle.
Mmm.
Cheers
To another potato meal, right?
to potato harvest. Oh, cheers.
What's your favorite Helen Hunt movie?
Twista!
It's an ice mug. Isn't that cool? Oh, did I spring a leak? It sprung a leak. Hurry, you gotta take a sip.
Hey, that's still good, man. You could probably put something in there, huh?
Oh my gosh.
That was a little intense.